Hi guys, welcome back to Llorcwats. I hope everyone is doing well. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last episode of Llorcwats because unfortunately NSTPS 13 is coming to an end as we are in between the transition between term 2 and term 3. And it's kind of complicated because of the ongoing COVID 19 pandemic, which is actually going to be the topic that we're going to be talking about in this video. The topic of today's video is going to be about good citizenship within the midst of the COVID 19 pandemic. Now, to simplify it even further, I want to boil down this good citizenship into two minor aspects. So that is one, bayanihan, and two, standing up for what is right. So let's start with number one, which is bayanihan. So a lot of people say that bayanihan is a uniquely Filipino trait. Some people even say that bayanihan doesn't have an equivalent in the English language, and that bayanihan has been exhibited even by our ancestors, even before the Spanish colonial period. However, how does that translate into the pandemic that we are facing today? Well, I want to give you guys a story or a situation that I was in a few weeks ago. So, I live in a condominium in Mandaluyong, and the condominiums here have a strict policy in which no guests can go in and out of the buildings or in and out of the condominiums, rather. And at first, it didn't really seem to bother us. I'm talking about me and my family, but yeah, it didn't really bother us that much. However, there was a time where we were starting to run out of resources. That was like a few weeks after. So there's one day where I ran out of shampoo. So I asked our maid to buy shampoo. We have a convenience store here in our condominium, but unfortunately they didn't have shampoo. So what my maid ended up doing was she tried buying shampoo from the other condominium right beside ours, which also had a convenience store. But then again, we had this policy thing. So what she ended up doing was she called one of her friends who was in that condominium. So her friend essentially bought the shampoo for us. Then she met with her friend who went outside their condominium. Essentially, this is our condominium and this is theirs. They met somewhere in between. And essentially, our maid paid her and she gave the shampoo to our maid. So yeah, um, it's a simple act of kindness, but it helps, especially if you put it in a greater situation. Like for example, in some local government units, we have people trying out this what do you call that? Mobile palengke, which is essentially like the goods of a convenience store or of a supermarket delivered to you in your household. It's essentially the same. What is this? It's essentially the same premise, but it's just more institutionalized. Um, hmm. So okay, that's the first aspect of good citizenship. Second aspect is standing up for what is right. So I say this because whenever I open my Facebook app on my phone, I am greeted with a lot of controversial posts by my friends and my families. The most notable ones are about our government and about the DLSU administrators um, not passing us or not refunding our classes. Which they have already, by the way. They have already refunded them. So at least we have that. But yeah, I don't really want to talk about my opinion on these topics because I don't want this video to be too long. But essentially, my point is this. Hang on. Let's just put it into terms like this. So, when I started seeing these posts on my Facebook page, at first I didn't really think I didn't really care about them. I kind of turned a blind eye to them. However, the more I saw them, the more I started to get the more I started to form an opinion, and the more I started to see that there is something wrong that is going on within the community. So what I am trying to say is by sharing these posts, people get more informed and less ignorant about what's going on. And to me, that is already a form of good citizenship because you are doing your friends and your family, essentially your community, a favor. You are we call this. You are informing them of what is going on around them. Um, yeah, I really do hope that all these controversies, I hope they settle down. I hope it, of course, goes for the better. But yeah, till then, thank you for watching Llorcwats, and I hope you guys are safe. Don't forget to wash your hands often. Goodbye.